Next week in Office Hours, we're going to look at predictions. That's one of my favorite areas, predictions for 2020. What's going to be a hit? What's going to make an impact in 2020? But this week, we need to look back at 2019. What happened in 2019 in technology? But specifically, let's look at the negatives. Let's see what has failed in technology in 2019. A number of soldiers of the technology battlefield have been laid to rest in 2019. Some of them include things like for Microsoft, the Windows Phone, axed, RIP.
Stop it. Get some help.
But Apple shouldn't be grinning. They've had a number of things fail in 2019. For example, they have cut the rug with iTunes. I remember iTunes the very first year of iTunes. But the big fail for Apple this year was definitely AirPower. You know, we've been promised as Apple users for a long time now that they would have this AirPower technology, of this wireless charging technology. Now, others have figured it out. Other companies can even charge your iPhone in Apple products wirelessly, but not through Apple. Apple's not doing it specifically for their phones. Where is that AirPower? We've been begging for it. It's not going to happen. My prediction, even though this is the week before the prediction show, is AirPower will not be a thing. Apple, I would be very surprised if we come out with it. I think what we're moving forward to is just completely wireless charging, in the sense of not putting it on anything. Where wireless in the sense that there are devices in the room, I put something on my desk over here, and my phone, while I'm using it, is being charged. Some say, hey, that's kind of scary. Having charging waves of energy going throughout the room, what does that do to my brain? But, you know, the microwave hasn't really done too much to us that we know of, so hey, let's go with it. Another loss in technology and social media this year was Google+. Now, I have to admit that make sure when you listen to the predictions for next week of 2020 that I did predict that Google Plus would be big. Now, this was over 10 years ago when I predicted this, but when they first came out, when they said, you know, in a couple months, Google Plus is going to be a thing, I was like, man, this is going to be a big thing simply because they had such a large plethora of accounts already. If you have a Gmail account, you have a Google Plus account. I thought just the sheer power and numbers that they had, they could will it to work. I was wrong. Google Plus, rest in peace.
Walk out the door, you see someone that you know and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
And finally, of all of the technology, social media, a failure in 2019, the one that I'm going to give the crown jewel of just glorious failitude would be MoviePass. If you remember MoviePass, the account where you paid monthly, you could see as many movies in the theater as you wanted. Well, losing millions of dollars every day makes it very hard to be sustainable. Their idea was eventually people would forget about it, and it'd be like gym memberships. They would continue to pay it and not go to movies. Well, if that was the plan, they weren't around long enough to see that through. So MoviePass, rest in peace.
Seriously, what the f*** are you doing?
And those were the failures in technology and social media in 2019. I don't bring this up as to point fingers and place blame. In order to have huge innovative technologies and moving the needle forward, you're going to have failures. I think failures are essential for moving forward. Next week, we'll get into predictions. What's going to win, what's going to fail in 2020. Maybe we'll have another MoviePass in 2020. Wait till next week for those predictions. Have a great New Year's.
2, 1.
Five,
2.
1. Christmas Eve! Is that what?
Happy New Year! Bella! Doo-doo!